Hello, everyone. Magpie2541 here, back with you for another exciting commentary on Spider-Man, the Venom Saga, the classic 90s cartoon series version of this. Okay, so I'm here with
Bluedragonfive.
And the man of mystery himself.
Wait, who said that?
I don't know. What?
Wait, who's first now?
Hopefully everyone enjoyed that classic bit that we did recently on with Bane on who's on first. Okay, everyone out there, we're doing the Venom Saga from the DVD that came out in the early 2000s with all the Venom episodes on it. Now we're doing all three parts of the alien costume episodes, Venom Returns and Carnage. Now, I got this DVD for a while ago. I hadn't seen a lot of these episodes by that time, but I was very familiar with the show. I was glad to pick it up. I'd seen it before, and I'd rented it out many times, and finally decided just to buy the damn thing. So
I got this in a double feature.
You got this in a double feature? Cool.
Yeah, it was with Spider-Man 3.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So you got the good version and they got the bad version.
Yeah, pretty much. And I do have to, for Spider-Man 3, I will give it one thing. Thomas Hayden Church in that movie, in my mind, gave the best performance.
He gave a darn good one, I'll give him that. But, well, of course, he wasn't given much to work with, but he did good with what he's had.
Sandman was my favorite character in that entire movie.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna get started here now, unless anyone else has anything else to say before we get through that.
Yes, I was a big fan of the 90s Spider-Man series. It's kind of right under Batman the Animated Series for me, despite the faults of 90s Spider-Man. Really good. I did love this saga. I have it on the DVD, but also I got it on this set I got online with the burn copies of all the Spider-Man Animated Series episodes. Hopefully it'll be out on DVD, the whole series, season by season, someday. Who knows?
I believe it is.
I don't believe so. I just think it's 4 discs. But
anyway, we will get started. So hopefully everyone can get their thing past the menu, and we're doing the play all version of this. So.
Wait. Well,
sorry?
I'm sorry, I thought you...
Yeah, I was just saying we're doing the play all of this.
Okay, you guys. I'm ready.
Okay. So get your press play. We'll go past where the slime the alien costume clears the screen, and you should be on timestamp 0. Press play now.
And here's the opening. Spider.
I love this remix, by the way. I do love this remix.
You want to hear me? Radioactive Spider-Man.
I do have to say, when I heard this theme song, I was literally like, is this the famous theme song that everyone talks about? And then I heard the actual Spider-Man. I was like, oh, that's the famous one.
I should mention, again, a lot of things I'm going to read about censorship of the show, but they can say spider blood in the show, but they have trouble saying blood or showing even, literally medical amounts of blood on the show.
God, yeah.
We need to have plasma.
Yeah,
plasma!
I need to feed on plasma. Say blood in the opening, but you can't say blood in the show. Not even say blood.
And Carnage isn't a serial killer. He's just a psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I put when it comes to this show, okay, I put Batman and the animated series at the top of the list. Then the X-Men, then this. But still, that's... And I didn't know how vast Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery was until I saw this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Spider-Man does have a good Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
Before I watched this show, I always thought it was just Green Goblin.
I didn't even know that.
Actually, I watched it, I started watching this show sort of after I saw the movie. Because I was just being born when this show came out. I was born in 95, so I don't even have memories of the 90s. So it wasn't until I turned maybe 5 or 6 that I actually started watching this show. And when I watched the show, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. All these villains are cool. And then it's through this entire show, neither Electro or Sandman appeared on the show. And I was like, okay, I don't know these characters, so they probably don't exist. And then when I saw them, I was like, who are these characters of Spider-Man that they're fighting? I don't know them. I based all my knowledge on the TV show.
Yeah. They were wrapped up in the James Cameron movie that was being made at the time, which actually did not get made.
Yeah, because of that sex.
Well, that was dumb, but yeah.
Because of the Spidey sex scene. Well,
yeah,
actually, you know what's funny? I read a version of a James Cameron Spider-Man screenplay and all. And
yes.
Spidey was in high school. Oh, Spidey was in college. Liz Allen was the main love interest. I mean, when James Cameron wrote this script, he literally, instead of high school, he changed it to college, but stayed true to the very beginnings of Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy wasn't there, and and Mary Jane wasn't there. Harry was there, but Gwen and Mary Jane weren't. It was just Liz Allen. And the main antagonist in that script was Doc Ock.
I would feel I would feel very upset if I didn't mention this. I used to watch this show on, and I believe this is the show it was on. It was a Channel 10 show that started in the early hours of the morning, 7 o'clock. Before school, I'd watch this on a show called Cheese TV. That's no longer running, but it was this and a few other shows like Pokemon was on that.
It's kind of like the Americans' Fox Kids.
Yeah, but there was an actual Fox Kids channel out here for a while, and that had X-Men on it and a few other things. But
our Fox Kids had I think maybe Batman, Superman, practically all the big shows, all the big kid shows had Power Rangers on it.
Yeah, there was Power Rangers on that show as well. Not until it got to Zeo, I think it was.
Mhm.
Those
I didn't start watching Lost Galaxy.
I think we'd be remiss if we kind of glaze over what's happening on the screen right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Let's ignore everything. Let's ignore
Kingpin's worried about the shuttle coming in and crashing on them. Oh, okay. Here's Rhino. He's going to be in the.
One of my favorite interpretations of Rhino, because we don't know his real name.
Yeah, that is good.
He's only like, okay, this is Rhino. What's his name? Rhino.
I like how they didn't give all the villains an origin in Spider-Man.
Except
established like Rhino.
Except for a few. They gave a few origins. They gave Lizard an origin. They gave Doc Ock an origin. They gave Venom an origin. Who did they give an origin to? They gave Scorpion an origin.
Well, his origin was.
But when it came to henchmen and all that, of Kingpin and all that, they didn't give an origin.
Definitely. But yeah, let's.
Which he's just a hired thug. He doesn't need an origin.
Also, we have Eddie Brock here on the crash site.
Yeah, and
played by Ethan Area.
Yes, of Simpsons fame.
Yeah, and Friends fame, if you want to see it. Oh, and of course, Godzilla '98. Zanzibar's favorite movie.
I was thinking Mystery Men.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That was the very first movie I saw him in. So.
Let me ask
first
you.
Movie
this.
I saw him.
Now we're all aware of the original origin of the black suit. You know, it was the whole the Secret Wars. Spider-Man found this alien machine, gave him the black suit. Now, what do you think about this introduction for the black suit, and what do you think of it in comparison to Spider-Man 3's introduction of the suit?
Actually like. I didn't know that. To be honest, I hadn't read that, but I actually like this because it's not like, oh, okay, it's an asteroid that just happens to crash next to him. I like that a lot better.
I really do like this. However, I think. I'm sorry.
I was asking Magpie, did he like the origin from Spider-Man 3 or this one?
I like this one. It's a lot better. It's not, like I said, it's not an asteroid that just happens to crash next to him.
Oh, that seems convenient. Why does all the bad stuff have to happen to me? Why can't the black suit go over to Iron Man someday?
Well, he's already got 10,000 suits.
True. But in this origin, I believe it was better story worked out.
Yes.
In Secret Wars, I feel like if they would have done their version of Secret Wars with the black suit being introduced, then they would have to do it late. It's like we would have to wait maybe 10 seasons just for that.
Actually, remember, they did do Secret Wars, Mr. Reed. They did it in the 5th season.
I know. I've seen those series, but look how far away it was. It was in season 5 where the show was ending.
True. I'll say I like this better than the Secret Wars. However, I think if it's done right, I think the asteroid can work. Like if it's put in the museum, maybe Spider-Man like he's photographing it or something. Kind of like what Spectacular did with it. You know, it's being examined by Kurt Connors. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm saying the asteroid shouldn't be ruled out completely, but I do like this better though, and I like how it's Spider-Man. He's saving Jameson's son.
Yeah.
This does kind of remind me of an old. Yeah, this reminds me of an old Spider-Man story in which, like, I forget if it was Jameson in the shuttle, but it's probably Jameson's son in the shuttle. But a shuttle was like landing down, it was like off trajectory and landed in the river. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about like in Spider-Man number 1?
Was it 1?
Because I've actually read that issue. I've read Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
I know it was early. I thought it was like issue 3 or something. It was 1.
No, John Jameson and J. Jonah Jameson were introduced in Spider-Man number 1.
Well, introduced, but I mean like falling from the shuttle, though, like landing in the water.
Yeah, that was number 1.
Okay, it was 1 then. I've learned something today.
Trust me, I have read that issue. I have this little thing that I got at the pawn shop that was like, it was like 6 things of Spider-Man. It was Amazing Fantasy number 15 and Amazing Spider-Man number 1 through 6.
Oh, there's a great shot of Spider-Man like kneeling over the building.
Yeah, I love that. Very Batman-esque.
Yeah. Oh, he has a gargoyle in the boots.
What do you think of Gargoyle? What do you think of Kingpin in the show?
I adore Kingpin in this show. He was so good. When I think of Kingpin, I think of this guy. He's voiced by Roscoe Lee Brown. Very distinguished voice.
Which I think is hilarious because almost every single person that has played Kingpin has been black.
True.
Yeah, I love.
And then
I love Kingpin and Daredevil though.
Yeah. There's a generic news guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off model a lot of times in the show. He's just like literally a still picture talking.
Mhm.
Also, I like how they I think it's believable it's firing just right off the slime because he landed in the Hudson River. It's just kind of like Hudson River goo. Now, what do you think of Jameson jumping to the conclusion Spider-Man did hurt his son, even though he saved him?
Traditional Jameson.
Yeah, it's J. Jonah Jameson.
However, what do you think of this? He basically puts a bounty on Spider-Man here because of that. I think it's a little much, putting a bounty on him.
No. I can see, in this show, I can see him doing it.
So,
did
how
Aunt
much
May always take Spider-Man?
Yeah, I think she, like in Spider-Man 2, I think she grew kind of accustomed to him. Like, she eventually, she welcomes Spider, she's accepted him. Like, she didn't hate the guy, like, always. I mean, she eventually came around to kind of liking Spider-Man. Then again, some people debate if she found out that Peter was Spider-Man, she always knew. I find it funny that Peter still lives with his aunt. Well, he's watching over her.
Yeah. He's taking responsibility.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that he would do that. He didn't say, I'll take care of Aunt May. He just said, I'll use my powers for good. He didn't say, I'm going to take care of my aunt.
Oh, well, what do you think of the dream sequence here? The black suit versus the costume. That's from the comic.
That's beautiful. This is beautiful.
Yeah. It is. This is really an abstract dream sequence here.
This seems like a precursor to Venom versus Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, fellas. Which episode out of the first three, I'm just like the Black Costume Saga, which is your favorite out of the three parts?
The one when Venom's introduced.
Also, Magpie, this is directly from the comic, too, this shot right here, looking at him. And they used that in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
I
like when Venom actually finally shows up, but I always thought that Spider-Man 3, the black suit should have been introduced, but we shouldn't have gotten Venom until right at the end. Because Venom should have not shown up until Spider-Man 4, if they ever had done Spider-Man 4.
I got a whole video for that.
And here's the funniest thing about that. Because Venom was introduced in Spider-Man 3, a lot of people wanted Carnage in Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey to play him.
Yeah, but in my mind, I was just like this. It's too early for Carnage. And I don't even know if some of that suit even exists still. I mean, he blew it up.
Technically, some of it escapes, but you can write it off easily.
Also, I thought the whole ending of Spider-Man 3 was stupid.
I want to mention this, by the way. This is one of my favorite. It's coming up. One of my favorite features of the black suit that I would hope gets brought in if they ever do redo the black suit. It wasn't in. It was hinted at in Spider-Man 3, not hinted at well. Just a bit here where you can change the costume and the clothing. In the comics, it's all black clothing, but still, just it changing in the clothing here looks really cool. I love it. Like shapeshifting to a police officer. I really like that. Mystery, do you remember if, like, in the comic you could change the color of the clothes, or is it always just black clothes?
I can't think of an issue off the top of my head where the clothes weren't black.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's like just turns black. I love this. Again, he's doing kind of the more costume changes here. Turns like a punk rock.
What's the first one going to be? Peter Parker. Okay. What's the second one?
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Who is that guy? He looks familiar. Maybe something Italian. I don't know.
Yep.
I still think it's funny how no matter what shoes he wears, he can still stick to the wall.
In this case, it's the suit. So there's an excuse here now, but before never.
Right. Okay.
Actually, in Spectacular, he took off the shoes.
Alright, let me bring this point up right now.
Okay.
What do you think of Felicia Hardy practically being the Gwen Stacy of this show?
What do you think of her being that in this show, or what do you think of her being that for another show?
That is what she practically is. In this show, Felicia Hardy, no matter how you think of it, she is the Gwen Stacy of the show.
I'll agree to an extent. Definitely in the beginning, she's Gwen Stacy, but then she definitely does become more Black Cash, and then she kind of is on the path of the whole thing with Morbius. I think since she meets Morbius, then she becomes Black Cat. Well, I mean, since she becomes Black Cat, and then Morbius.
Do they ever do that in the comics where Black Cat and Morbius kind of get together?
No.
Well, their chemistry was perfect.
If they did, it was after this series. And
their chemistry was perfect in the show.
You know what? I don't see it. I don't see.
I loved it. Their romance, I enjoyed them.
Oh, there's Smythe, Alistair Smythe.
Yeah.
In his floating chair.
How do you enjoy Smythe in this show?
I enjoy Smythe.
I enjoy a lot of the characters in this show. Oh,
by the way, this is my. I think this might be my. If not this, then part 2 is my favorite out of the 3 episodes. Again, they're all really good.
They all are, yeah. They all are very good.
For these 3, definitely. I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. You were saying?
And what I like about this trilogy is that in the first 2 parts, they introduce villains that no one cares about. I mean, if you were to think about it, Rhino and Shocker are like in the top 2 of villains that Spider-Man has that no one cares about. And then in the third one, you have the big thing.
Technically, we get an origin for Shocker in 2, but we'll get to that with 2. I'll explain later. But just Rhino, classic Rhino here. This is good. This is my favorite version of Rhino. And I agree with you, Mr. E. Again, origin is just. He says he's from. He says he's from Brooklyn, I believe.
I'm from Jersey.
Oh, Jersey, not Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
Yep.
So what is he? Is this the precursor of Alex O'Hearn?
I would think it'd probably be the precursor to Alex O'Hearn, because he's not Russian.
Yeah.
What was like the Alexander Dmitry or Koff or something?
No.
I forget what his name is.
It is. Hold on. I have a book with me that has his name in it.
I actually have the comic Flowers for Rhino, which is like the Flowers for Algernon, which had Uncle Ben in it for the movie.
Whoa.
Look, Hornhead.
What really works for this is that I guess it really makes this one of my favorites. Is definitely because Spider-Man, he's getting all these powers. It's like it's kind of with more power comes less responsibility for the underlining theme of this. It's like Uncle Ben never said what happens with too much power, just with great power. It's going to his head. He's not realizing. He's just kind of basking in it, and it's affecting his attitude, even though he's not noticing it. The whole thing, like, he's just telling him, I can't hear any of this anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. You always bad-mouthing Spider-Man. And then, he's using his strength here against Rhino, natural webbing. All these are good things happening in Peter's life. He always has the Rotten Parker luck, but this is great. He almost kills Rhino here. This is a great scene.
I don't get it.
Yep.
You know why you don't get
it? Yeah, I love this.
Oh, yeah. See, it's him going too far. It's great. Something Spider-Man doesn't really do until he puts on the black suit. It's an interesting thing to go with this character.
That's because the black suit brings out the evil in him.
Yes, it does, and that's just really... And I like how he's kind of recognizing that a little bit, that he's been going too far with the suits. But I guess the suit kind of overrides that later on.
That is true.
I like it still. This is... He scared the crap out of Rhino.
Yeah.
Now this, I think, is too much. This bit right here.
What?
When he sees Venom in the reflection. I think that's too much.
I think it's to let everyone know. We're doing Venom.
It's obvious. If not obvious, keep it a surprise.
Okay, we're up to part 2 now, everyone.
The alien costume.
Part 2!
They're the Twin Towers.
Written by... I forgot what it said, who it was written by. I got subtitles on.
As do I. Now this...
Just so I for you guys. Just for you.
Christopher Daniel Barnes is a great Spider-Man. He really conveys that in here, what he's saying. You can tell he loves playing evil. He enjoys playing evil because he says, blast Jameson, his deal. My favorite times.
Well,
Blasted Warren, get in here! You know, when the Mary Jane evaporates.
well, I know he played Spider-Man Noir in that Shatter's Dimension.
He did. And he played the Prince in Little Mermaid.
Yes. And he also played Spider-Man 2099 and
Edge of
what's wrong
Time.
with that?
Edge of
Edge
Time.
of Time. And it's just that when I heard him as Noir in 2099, I was like, man, that doesn't sound like the Spider-Man I grew up with.
I think he likes playing him dark. Oh, but this bit right here. See the guy with the sonic cannon with the beret? Well, I mean, now it's destroyed, but the guy with the beret? The red one?
Yeah.
Him,
Yeah.
I'm convinced that he's Shocker. Because he's voiced by the same guy, Jim Cummings. And he basically, it's almost the same power.
Really?
I'm saying it's the...
Really?
I like it. Also, I like the foreshadowing of the Sonics and the Heat being the weakness.
How many other wall crawlers?
Yeah.
And what do you think of the design of the building for the Daily Bugle?
I like it.
It's not bad.
I like it.
I've seen multiple versions of that. Heck, one of them looked like an actual building in New York. So,
Oh, did
what
you
do you
know
think of it?
that? Did you know the building that's the building of the Daily Bugle that's in the comics is the Daily Planet in the movies?
Really?
No way.
Yeah, seriously. In the Spider-Man movies, they used a different building. But I'm saying the one that's in the Superman movies, that's the Daily Planet. That's the Daily Bugle in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Now, again, I like how
And then
even Jameson's realizing that I say a lot of it just for fluff for the paper, but man, he's really worse now than ever. He's actually trying to be a bad guy, or at least actually going out of line.
I have a question for you guys. The one in the purple mask. Do you believe he is the Rose?
He's not the Rose. You see the Rose later on.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you see
forgot.
Richard Fisk, his son. He just doesn't have the mask on.
Okay. Well, who's that guy supposed to be then?
I don't think he's supposed to be anyone.
It's that when I looked at him and I saw the Rose, like pictures of the Rose, I was like, man, he looks like the Rose.
I think Kingpin might say son if he was the Rose.
Yeah.
Well, in the original comics, like when the Rose first debuted, he didn't know that was his son.
Well, I think if the guy's not wearing a mask, I think he'll know it's his son. Okay, now what do you think of this here? When he's approaching Kirk Connors, he always approaches Kirk Connors, which is a smart move, I think.
Yeah.
Also, I love
remember,
I love the
Spider-Man 3, he's a physicist, not a biologist.
True, but he mentions it. But yeah, I love. Also, I love the voice of Lizard. Lizard was the first episode of the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Joseph,
which is, I thought.
Campanella, I believe his name is.
I liked that the Amazing Spider-Man they brought in the Lizard, because I thought that was a good villain to introduce. I just wish I hope they still bring out a director's cut down the line of that, because I think a director's cut is needed for Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. You know
I've
what's
seen
funny?
the deleted scenes of Amazing Spider-Man, and I was just like, wow, they cut a lot of stuff that could have been used.
Mm.
Yep, they did, and also some interesting plot lines, but that's a thing for another discussion.
Damn you, Sony!
Yes.
It's Mark Webb's fault.
You know what else is funny?
No, it's not. It's Sony's
I blame
fault.
Sony. But you know what's funny?
Well, then,
Batman the Animated
there's
Series. Sorry. Batman the Animated Series, they start off with a scientist who changed into another creature. Man-Bat. That was their first episode.
Man-Bat.
Well, it was the flavor of the times to do that.
Yep.
Well, how did X-Men start?
They
had Sentinels and Jubilee.
Yeah. That was a good way to introduce even though the Jubilee eventually became really annoying.
You know, given us
but
bringing
she's
up...
the side of Wolverine.
You know, given our bringing up of Venom, Eddie Brock right now is getting fired. Comments on that?
Yeah,
He deserves
he deserves it. Yeah, I mean...
I like that Jameson in this version. Again, he's brilliantly voiced by Ed Asner. I love the guy. He, one of my favorite voices for Jameson.
Like Perry White.
Yeah, he did play Perry White later on. I like how he's smart enough to, you know, acknowledge. Ed Asner brought that kind of... He brought a amount of comedy, but also a amount of, like, seriousness to it. Where he would... At times, he would still listen if the situation called for it, and he kind of hears his son, because he genuinely cares about his son. And he hears the guy in the rhino
J.K.
costume.
Simmons is still the best.
I'm sorry, what?
J.K. Simmons is still the best.
Oh, he is. I'm saying they're all good, but probably J.K. Simmons is the best. But still, I think Asner has a good balance of them. J.K. Simmons has more with the comedy than the drama, but still, it's a good amount either way.
Yeah, I think J.K. Simmons, though, if they bring him back for the next Spider-Man, if they bring him in for Amazing Spider-Man to do the J. Jonah Jameson, like he could do a good balance of the comedy and the.
There was some good foreshadowing.
Serious.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was some good foreshadowing there when, like, Spider-Man was crawling up the walls, Venom was leaving. I mean, Eddie Brock was leaving, so it's kind of a hint of what's to come for the future.
Yeah.
Wall crawler in the shadows.
So you think this is the same guy from earlier? He's just suddenly he's become Shocker.
It's the same voice actor.
It's a guy who was a cop, and then
he wasn't a cop. Well, he wasn't a cop. He was a mercenary. Well, he was after the bounty, and he had a beret on. He didn't look like a cop or a soldier.
Mm.
Well, it's like this. Since you said that, I can bring up the point where one of those three guys who was buying the Prometheum X was also played by Jim Cummings.
Yeah, it's a SAG rule. Well, not SAG.
So are we going to be like this? They're Shocker as well.
I mean, this guy had a sonic cannon. Otherwise, I wouldn't bring it up. I'm saying it just kind of it's connection. Like, a guy's after the reward, he's using the sonic cannon. I don't know. I guess it could be wrong. You can voice up to 3 characters. At least back then, you could voice up to 3 characters and be paid for 1. That's what they would take advantage of you doing a voice for. You'd be paid to do 1 voice, but you do 3 characters.
Yeah. That's the old Spidey talking.
Oh.
I did squash the Spidey, though. Prove it.
Again, Spider-Man just, breaking through the door. Again, that could be a version of the Enforcers for all we know.
Rhino and Shocker?
Well, no, I meant those guys with the... I know there's no Ox, but I mean the guys with the mercenaries at the beginning. The guys after the reward in the beginning.
Oh, if that was the case, they should have just said, we are the Enforcers.
You're probably right, it's not them, but I'm saying it's a possibility. Now, what do you think of the Promethean?
I think this is a good plot device to keep the story going.
In my mind,
I thought it was a good film. Sorry.
In my mind, they could have went without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only reason why they put it in there is just so they could have Kingpin as some sort of villain.
Definitely. I think it's a good plot, though.
Yeah, I think it works. I mean...
There's reused animation right there.
Mm.
Used a lot. I think it stands to mention, this is in the first season, by the way. This is their 7th, around 7th episode.
Mm.
They're making good progress.
And it's the only 3-parter of season 1.
Oh, yeah. But then they get kind of crazy
and then
with all the parts.
I believe we get a 2-parter of Hobgoblin.
But then they had all the plot lines and like the whole sins of the father and the guilt and
I enjoyed the sins of the father plot line.
I'm saying it's fine for a plot. I'm just saying they kept naming all the episodes like this installment of that plot line, and it was like multiple parts.
Yeah.
6 parts.
I like Sins of the Father. So Sins of the Father, that's my favorite storyline. Only reason why, Green Goblin. He is the main bad guy in that plot line.
Oh, this is a great bit right here. Again, it's Spider-Man. He's still in his right mind, but he's still going extreme. He's saying, "This is for John, not you, old man." Then he says, "I'm tired of cleaning up your messes."
Yeah.
Also, that's kind of funny.
Okay.
Jameson drove him there. I never noticed that before.
Hey, did you know
I keep it.
license plate? JJJ.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
I just noticed that. Like, hey, look at that license plate. JJJ.
Did anyone notice that Smythe stole Professor X's wheelchair from the X-Men cartoon in the 90s?
I don't think.
No, not really. Yeah, Xavier's
X
is
is
smaller.
yellow.
Well, fine. I'm
Yeah,
saying
and
it's a
smaller.
hovering car. Maybe it's the... Apparently hovering wheelchairs were popular at the time.
Yeah.
Except when you're from the hospital and you're going to get back on your feet. Then you get regular wheelchair.
That's the 2015 medical regiment.
One thing I must say is I like Shocker's outfit. I really do.
It is cool. So tell me,
I like
it's
the Ultimate
Concussive Blast.
better.
Is it Concussive
Yes.
Blast or Sonic Blast?
I think it's
Could it be both?
Could be both.
I might be the only one that doesn't like Shocker's costume, just because I think it looks ridiculous. I'd rather have the Ultimate costume any day.
I'll have to look that
Remind me
up.
what the
Because
costume is.
It is him in a leather jacket. He practically looks like a regular guy with those vibration things on his hands.
That sounds lame.
Well, I'm just like
it
this.
does.
That's just realistic. I like that version.
Here's Brock not thinking things through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a common enemy, but doesn't mean we're allies.
The only reason he's here is so we can get the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, also, I like...
But they still could have... Look, I have to say, one of my favorite scenes in Spider-Man 3 was when he was losing the suit.
Oh, yeah, that was a good bit of...
Yeah.
Even, like, with Eddie being there and how Eddie got it. Like, he's actually confessing and praying. I was like, man, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I wish they ended the movie right about there and found a way to end it there because that was so stupid.
Now here's...
that everything and after that really ticked me off.
Now here's Spider-Man completely...
Had all the plot points, like New Goblin and Sandman, had that stuff all done, and then end it right there.
Yeah.
Okay, now this.
You know,
right here,
like...
this is...
Yeah, mystery. Let Bluedragonfive go. What was that?
I was.
Sorry. Now this bit here, this is when basically Spider-Man's losing all his facilities. He's basically saying, I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. Again, Daniel Barnes must love playing the over-the-top Spider-Man, but still, it's awesome. Yeah. Now, right here, like, why not? I have the power, and then he's flashing back to Uncle Ben. He's realizing he's using his powers like the super strength, and he's about to kill Shocker. But yeah, it's just really interesting to see Spider-Man. He's completely out of control, out of his mind. He's going too far, but I like how he stops himself. That's the mark of a true hero. He stops himself before he goes too far. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it. I've got to get it off. I've got to get it off.
Also, I love the blue highlights, and that's the thing I hate about the Venom costume coming up. The red highlights on it.
No, I like red highlights.
The blue highlights are so cool. Look at them.
I really like the Venom costume.
I'm saying the Venom costume's good.
You just don't like the red? I mean, really?
Okay, I guess maybe hate's the wrong word. I'm just saying that the red... Say I would prefer if it was just all blue highlights instead of why add the red. Red implies light's coming from somewhere. Blue is just like literally part of the lighting for the regular suit. Red always has to be coming from somewhere. It's like why does Zod have red? Purple?
Yeah. I mean, I've watched a lot of like live action stuff, and that when they're signifying the color of black, it's practically purple.
I never was crazy about it when I saw Venom with the purple highlights either. The blue is fine. I think the blue is fine.
I got a question. How does he get home just wearing his underwear?
Yeah, I asked myself that too, Magpie.
He hides in the bushes.
You never saw that part of the story. Maybe he makes the Amazing Bagman costume, we just don't see it. The Amazing Baghead Man, remember? Yeah, he just breaks into a store.
He just goes in his underwear.
Costume. Okay, I see you now. This guy. I thought you meant the other guy. Oh, no. Yeah, this guy with the mask on. But still, I don't know, he doesn't look rose-like to me. But
that's not the Shocker.
Okay, it's not the Shocker. Sue me.
But
you didn't let me do all the tests I needed to do. I love that.
Okay, I'll give you it. It looks more like the Rose than I thought, but still, we have a guy who's not the Rose. But okay, I'll admit he does look kind of like the Rose.
I love this. Go.
Oh, it's so convenient. A storm just starts popping up.
Yeah. What do you think of the heels?
Oh, that's awesome. And then
I think the heels are a little too much, but I'm nitpicking at this point, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just in the thing like this. He was still wearing shoes.
Yeah,
why not have heels?
I think they get rid of it later, which works. But now look at the suit has enhanced his strength, and now he's just working out because he can. Oh, do you think this is hinting at cancer?
Something Topher Grace should have done.
No.
Well, I'm saying in the comics he contracted cancer, and that was like why the suit gravitated towards him. And I think that might be their subtle way of saying you had cancer. I'm saying it's possible. I'm not saying it's definite. I'm just saying. I think it's just.
I think you're really stretching. If you'd cough, then maybe.
Well, I'm saying the thing was uber sensitive. That might be their subtle way of doing it. I'm just saying a lot of people have had that theory. I'm just relaying it. I don't think he had cancer. I'm just saying it wrote off as just a cold. And it's just kind of an absurd line, just blaming Spider-Man for his cold.
Did you notice it? If you notice closely, when the suit's getting on him, his pants go away.
Yep.
Pants just go away.
Okay.
No, it's just one of those things where constantly watch it, you notice all the small things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the small things.
Doesn't make much sense why the pants go. Oh, this is a classic.
The blue brings out my eye.
Yeah, the blue.
Even though your eyes are hazel.
Look at that Jameson billboard in the background.
I love that, yeah.
It's funny. But this is a classic villain thing, especially for Spider-Man. I always love the classic ambush.
Yeah.
It never gets old.
Computer dating, I love that
line. We may not like each other. We villains may not like each other, but we're going to team up just so we can take you down. Oh, I didn't know you cared so much.
Yep. So yeah, Spider-Man's now in his right of mind.
Yeah.
Oh, there's see Venom just threw the Rhino there?
Yeah.
That was... threw him by the horn. You can tell how much stronger Venom is than Spider-Man, even though Spider-Man was pretty strong with that black suit.
Yeah.
Because Eddie worked out. Spidey didn't.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know. Was he working out before the suit also? I know he was in shape, but I mean,
yeah, he was. He was working out beforehand too.
Huh?
They didn't show it, but yeah. Infected.
Spider-Punk.
This is...
I think he reveals his identity way too early here.
Yeah.
It would have been a good lead-up. If you wanted to have a 5-parter or a 4-parter of alien costume, they shouldn't have revealed the identity.
I'm not going to expound upon it, really, but I mean, in the Spider-Man pitch I kind of worked out, it would be like when he finds out, it's like he's just stalking him for a while, and then he says, he's calling from Aunt May's house, just talking with May, and saying, "Oh, hi, Pete. Your aunt and I are having such a nice conversation right now. Get home when you can." Hang up. Click. It's like just the guy who knows all your secrets. He's making your life a living heck.
Yeah.
Which we do get a little bit of that in here. Sorry, what, Mr. A?
Those things? I was just looking at Venom when he had Spidey in the chokehold. I noticed his forearms. There were like lines on them that looked like they were pulsing out. I was like, those veins? Oh yeah, no. That's just it's a mistake in the shading on them. It's an animation inconsistency. They look like veins. But now I look at them. Before, at times it'll just be the lighting on it, but now I just saw that shot of his arm there. It does look kind of veinish. Mm. Huh, I never noticed the veinish. But check it out. I'm so up I got veins. Huh. So I guess they're kind of giving them web shooters. Doesn't make much sense, but I guess it's kind of the suit might be creating web shooters if they thaw it out that much.
Yeah, isn't that what happens in the comics?
Well, I mean, but he doesn't grow. He doesn't grow. Well, Venom shoots webs just from the. Venom shoots webs from the little white patches on his shoulder. He shoots it from above the wrist, as Spider-Man did before when he was wearing the suit also. But the veins are new, but I'm saying it could just be like the suit creating webs. But we've never. That wasn't really in the comics, so I mean, again, I think it's just an animation inconsistency. How do you enjoy them? I know they did that in the comic, but how do you enjoy them having Venom say "we" and "us" instead of "me" and "I"? I think "we's" fine because it's just kind of showing how crazy this guy is, and it's two beings.
I like it here. I don't like it in I don't like it in Batman Forever.
Huh.
With Two-Face.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I was like, what? Yeah. And then you said Two-Face. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you said Batman and Robin. I was thinking, did Poison Ivy say that?
But, no, it's Batman Forever.
We are Mother Nature.
Oh, God, she was terrible.
Not her fault. It was the director.
It was a little her fault.
No, not her fault at all.
They told us. Look, I read they were trying to pay homage to the '60s series when they were making this.
Oh.
That's their cover story.
No. Yes. They literally said it.
Atlas, it's stupid.
What do you think of that? Sorry. Just him kind of hallucinating that the guy turns into Venom.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Well, you can tell he's paranoid.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be if this... Again, it's an interesting thing. You don't get with many heroes that their villains know who they are, and they're basically, they're threatening them with their loved ones.
Token black guy.
What?
Token black guy.
Yeah.
Who actually plays an important character. Who actually is an important character in the show. Watch the Tombstone episode. You'll understand.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And the episode where his son goes to crime. Oh, I think he goes to crime.
Yeah.
A token black guy.
It's alright. In that case, a member of the token black family.
You mean Robbie Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think you're talking about?
I couldn't hear.
I mean, Robbie Roberts.
There's another black character. Oh, there's another one. Okay.
I didn't know. I thought you were talking about the suit.
Well, it's like Robbie Roberts comes up. He just walks up and it's like, oh look, token black guy. And you're like, who are you talking about? It's like, he's the only black guy there.
Practically the only black guy in the entire show.
Except for Glory Grant, but she's a woman.
Yeah, actually, she was a token. black. They threw in there because they could have had Betty Brant, but they wanted to urbanize the thing.
It was in the 90s. She became popular.
I think it was just so they could have another black person working the Daily Bugle.
And then they had the Prowler episode.
Oh, the Prowler episode was good.
Another token black guy. And then they had Street Racer.
Okay, that one. Well, that one, he was black in the comics, too.
I know. Prowler was black in the comics.
That one was a 90s fad, though. That one was nice. Oh, there's a really good fight scene right here.
Oh. Yeah, I love this. This is my favorite
Despite the fact,
fight scene.
I'm pretty sure the censors were so uberly controlling that Spider-Man can't throw a punch, if I'm right.
Yeah, he's never thrown a punch.
Oh, God.
Seriously, he can rarely throw a punch, so it's something to notice.
All the other villains can... Look, the villains can throw a punch. Spider-Man? No, you are not allowed to throw a punch.
So, well, Spider-Man, he can sling the web, so they always say, make him sling the web, don't make him punch the guy. This is the most heavily Magpie, this is the most heavily censored show of all time. At least
you know why?
90s show.
You know why? Because it's Spider-Man. Everyone wants to get a good image on Spider-Man.
I mean, come on. Batman had censorship, but they weren't this heavily censored.
They can do whatever they want with him.
Okay, this is ridiculous. You can't get a clear shot on the camera. That's ridiculous.
This guy's stupid, by the way.
I'm just like this. Okay, the mask can fit on Peter perfectly. But then once you put it on someone else, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, and he can't get a focus on it.
I think there's some good tension in this scene. The whole unmasking. That's a great image. It's in the opening credits. He's just dangling by Venom's hand.
Yeah, but come on.
When he says like
Mary Jane. Jameson can't properly operate a camera so he can focus on.
No, he wasn't a photographer. He was a reporter.
True.
But still.
Well, he's old. Also, Spider-Man's moving around.
It's still ridiculous. I still say it's ridiculous.
I prefer Hank Azaria when he's Venom than Eddie Brock. I think he's just kind of... I don't know, it's just when he's Eddie Brock in this, especially in the third episode, it sounds like he's just kind of trying to put on a voice where he's just like, I'm someone different. I don't know. Regardless, I love how he plays Venom. Oh, we almost dropped you, Peter. I like how he threatens Mary Jane, though. That's the danger in the scene. It's like Peter's saying, please come with me. He can't tell her anything about the secret, but he's still saying, come with me, you'll be safe. That sort of thing.
Token redhead.
But that's Eddie Brock's redhead in this.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is great. I love that reveal. I love that reveal. Just like he's right there next to her.
I like how Mary Jane's drawn.
Very attractive.
Oh, she is drawn very well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think she was my first animated crush.
Never really got that. I just like I like a woman that wears boots.
Oh, that guy on the billboard is dressed exactly like Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
That's why he had a freaky vision.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, this is the good thing you can do with Venom. Just with the introduction of Venom, just Peter Parker being paranoid. This guy knows my secret. He's going to do something horrible to people I love. It's a great angle to play for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But then you just think about it. Everyone else in the comics eventually discovers that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like early on in the comics, he can keep his secret perfect. But then when he gets older, it's like, man, everyone knows who I am.
So this scene here, again, love the tension in this scene. Sorry if I'm going on about this, fellas. Just I love this stuff.
Oh, no.
With Venom here.
Yeah.
Again.
Me too.
Yeah, this is the scene I really love in the third episode right here. This whole... Again, I keep saying about the danger. Again, I kind of put this in my pitch because I love this scene so much. This whole, he's threatening... Especially when he threatens Aunt May, because a lot of villains either hit on or endanger Aunt May, if you notice.
Remember, Doc Ock tried to marry her.
Yeah, that was...
And then Vulture had a thing for her.
Yeah, well... yeah.
can't see that happening. I can't see that happening in the new show.
Oh, this is great. I love Spider-Man using this.
New movie series.
I'm sorry, what?
New movies. I can't see it happening.
Can't see what happening.
Someone wanting to marry Aunt Meg.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
Sally Field, sorry, you are a bit too old to be fawned over.
Oh, I heard rumors that Vulture's in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh god.
And he will be played by Tom.
If it's done right, it should work. But yeah, back to the show.
Yeah, sorry. I love that bit where Spider-Man's now using his head when he basically makes changes all his papers, like I hate Spider-Man papers in his apartment to Eddie Brock was fired to kind of mess with his mind, get him. He's turning the tables instead of him messing with Spider-Man. Instead, Spider-Man's messing with his head. It was really clever on Spider-Man's part, showing he's smart with a whole scientific angle, but also smart, clever.
I'm witty. I know how to turn your fears against you.
But now they're kind of on equal footing now. Because Venom's the most dangerous Spider-Man foe. Well, Goblin hasn't been introduced yet in this series. But at this point, Venom's the most dangerous Spider foe.
Season 2, it turns into Morbius.
Yeah.
Do you think more should have been done with Venom in the show?
Yes.
I think Venom's one of those characters you have to use sparingly, but when you use him well. I think he was used just enough.
But isn't he only show
maybe
up
one more use? I think that's all you could have got out of him. But not,
the character of Venom, in the suit of Venom, only appears 5 times. Eddie Brock, he appears in more episodes than Venom.
He was in the first one.
Yeah.
We saw a clip.
I think they should have waited for Venom until season 2, and just called that entire season the Venom Saga.
Oh, definitely. I'll agree with you there. But I thought it was an odd choice to put him in season 1. As the 7th episode.
I mean, putting Venom in...
They got to Florida awfully fast.
They did.
I mean, putting Venom in there before Goblin, I mean...
Is Florida the only launch site you have?
I think so.
I mean, if it is, it says in the New York area to be named NASA's Brave Shell Commander. No, I think she's talking about Jan. I don't know, I think it's in New York. Just on the outskirts. Yeah,
it's supposed to be in New York, but come on. As far as I know, the only launch site is in there. And this 1 minute sort of takes quite a long time.
Yeah, timing's always a thing. It's a risky thing to do. In movies, it's always a risky thing to do because if anyone actually times, it's never going to match up exactly. Or if you do, you have to speed up the scene. Actors might give you something better. It's that sort of thing. Yeah. Also, we saw in the first one, when he's blaming Spider-Man and Peter Parker irrationally for all his problems, like when he hung him from the lamppost to not spread the word on Kurt Connors. Saw that. But, what do you think of this? Better than the end battle for Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
Oh God, this whole story is way better than Spider-Man 3. Okay, they do the suit, and in the last 10 minutes of the movie, you get Venom. Ridiculous.
Again, he's using his head here. That's the way Spider-Man should get the upper hand. He fights these guys, then he learns in the end. I think Spider-Man should have 3 battles with the guy. Third one, third time the charm, He should know how to defeat these guys.
Wow, oh my goodness, I actually timed this. It was a minute.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, that was a minute. Oh, no, wait. It's about
they did it well.
2-minute mark. But when the shuttle started and all that was around a minute.
Yeah, the shuttle's supposed to start before it gets down to 10.
I like how it came full circle, in which it started with the space shuttle and that ended with one. And now, what do you think? What would you think if it didn't start with the space shuttle but ended with one? Would you think that'd be like jumping the shark, like ending with the space, launching into space?
No, it should have worked like that. I'm glad it did. It works because you tie the whole saga together with that rock for those first 2 episodes with that rock thing, Prometheus. That's what, to me, that's what keeps the black suit, the first part of the black suit saga going on. Oh, here's the sins of the father. Chapter X.
Chapter 10.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Lee, do you think she replaced George Stacy in this?
Well, actually, she's supposed to be John DeWolf from the comics, who actually gets killed by the Sin Eater, who was tied into Venom. Remember, it was like the reason Eddie Brock got fired in the comics was he reported the wrong guy as a serial killer, and that guy basically killed Terry Lee's character here, John DeWolf, who was like a kind of a Renee Montoya, Commissioner Gordon for Spider-Man after George Stacy died.
Okay.
It's Jean DeWolf.
Okay.
Did I say... Yeah, I said Jean DeWolf, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, you were saying John DeWolf. I think you were saying her brother's name.
I can't...
I could have sworn I said Jean, but okay, Jean DeWolf.
I can't remember. Does anyone actually die in this show apart from Uncle Ben?
Well, they get sucked into
Venom.
other dimensions, but no. Well, the Punisher's family got caught in the crossfire, but they died. I hate the censorship so much.
Yeah, well, to me, if you're going to do a comic book show now, people have got to be able to die.
Well, they've been dying in Green Lantern, so it's a step in the
They
right direction.
actually show more deaths now. They're actually becoming a little less lenient.
Yeah, there was an interesting thing in the comics because it ties in. It ended on a dark note with Jean DeWolf's death. I guess I say John because it's like it's a different pronunciation of Jean, so forgive me for that. So if I say that, I mean Jean. Yeah. But there's Carnage.
This guy's, I love this. He's so mad.
Yeah, he is mad.
Might have been the only one when I saw this. I was like, man, I think Carnage would have been better if he was played by Mark Hamill.
Oh, that would have been so awesome. But also, I'm pretty sure V9 doesn't exist. Does it, Mr. A? Do you know?
What?
V9. They say that instead of C4. You think V9 actually is a real explosive?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not a big guy.
I guess the censorship, if that was the case, it would be so kids couldn't find the actual explosive and use it.
Oh, God, yeah.
If that makes
sense.
sense.
We're not going to put C4 on here, kids, because we don't want you to find actual C4. I'd be like this, where can I find some? Where would I be able to find any? I'm just a kid.
Yeah.
That's what the networks would be thinking. I'm not saying that's actual logical logic. I'm saying that's what they would say.
We're not going to say serial killers because we don't want you to start learning about that too soon.
Yeah.
Wait, here's the thing they did in Spider-Man 3. It just conveniently...
Yeah, but
here it has purpose.
This works because they take it to Venom.
See, it went from
Red to Carnage.
So yeah, I think it's I always thought it was an interesting thing that it ended on a dark note for Spider-Man. Then things would become darker with the whole Venom saga. Things would get darker for Eddie Brock and darker for Spider-Man after the death of Jean DeWolf. There's the great Joan Lee, Stan Lee's wife, is Madam Web.
I always wondered why they introduced Madam Web in this show.
They were building up for... Well, I'm wondering if they were building up for the finale all the way till then, but maybe they're just building up for Doctor Strange, which is kind of now. Well, I mean, it's, Mordo. Well, he's for Carnage. We get Brandon Mordo, don't we?
I mean, every time I saw her appear, I was like, what is her purpose? It's like, yeah, she's training him for something, but what is it? It's like they never reveal it to us.
Well, in theory, then, the ending... That's what she's training him for. I was wondering if they had the foresight to know that's where they were going, or they just put her in there for the heck of it, just to be kind of the Uncle Ben of the show.
Maybe they were going to do that, like, for Season 5. Maybe they did have that planned out. But I think they even had, like, a 6th season planned out.
Yeah, they did have a 6th season planned out.
End on that note. We're going to end on a different note. Like, oh, no, you're going to end on the big battle.
I like Eddie Brock I like Eddie Brock having a relationship with the Ravencroft Institute, Mariah. No, not Mariah. What's her name?
Kafka.
Yeah, Dr. Kafka, who also, I believe, one last thing I'm going to mention about Amazing Spider-Man 2, we have Ravencroft.
And we're going to have Dr. Kafka as a guy.
Oh, Kafka's going to be in there?
Yeah, as the guy.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well, we'll see how that plays. The last I'll mention about. Yeah.
Man, he is buff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that is steroids buff.
Yeah, that is very steroids, cartoony buff. It's Vince McMahon buff.
Well, at least it justified worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, even Cletus Cassidy is buff. He's not supposed to be. Why they asked Ed McGuinness to design these people?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll admit the Spider-Man here looks a little...
People who aren't supposed to be buff.
I'll admit that Spider-Man, he looks a little more like Superman in this series. He has a squared off jaw.
Yeah. And he's not supposed to.
What?
He's not supposed to have a squared off jaw. Hence why Jack Kirby didn't even draw him.
Exactly. It's not I don't think it's a bad look, but I'm still saying, he's not drawn like that way, but I can accept it. I think it's kind of the thing where I like how some people pointed out that he's in shape. At least occasionally the attention was drawn to it. At least. Very, very...
Cassidy's not as buff as Brock, but he's still a bit too... But if he's supposed to be thin and lanky, that would...
lean. I guess.
He's lean. He's more like the way you should be, not like...
Mordo, I need you!
Mordo. Yep. I never got... If this...
Dormammu.
What
about...
Yeah.
I never understood their purpose in this show.
Dormammu is... The purpose of Dormammu and... the purpose of Dormammu is to get Doctor Strange in there, and Doctor Strange to kind of justify the magical presence of the world with Madam Web.
But Doctor Strange only appeared in one episode.
He did, and this is before... Wait, was this the same season we got...
Yeah. Doctor Strange appeared in the first episode of this season, and then he didn't come back.
We're in the 5th season right now, aren't we?
No, we're in the 3rd.
I could have sworn... Okay. Because I know Doctor Strange comes into play. So, isn't it the 5th season he comes into play when we find Mary Jane again?
No.
Well, I mean, there was another... Remember when Mary Jane's been brainwashed?
That was the first episode of this season.
Okay, so that was... Okay. That's the first episode of this... Okay, it's season 3 then. Forget what I said.
And then Baron Mordo and Dormammu appear as, like, recurring villains. They have no place in this show.
They cut...
It's a bit out there to me. It just seems a bit out there.
I mean, they could have had a better reason to introduce Carnage. Like, they should have had...
Well, here we go. We're about to meet Rob Downey. Oh, wait, sorry.
He doesn't have a goatee.
Wait, no, we're not about to introduce Rob Downey.
Tony Stark.
No, we're about to be introduced to Don Cheadle.
Oh, Don Cheadle didn't have a goatee. Let me ask you this: Do you think this is crossing over with the Iron Man animated series that was on, or do you just think it's just them using Iron Man?
I know it's the same actor.
I'd say it looks about the same designs, and voice actor for Iron Man for the series.
Well, they were trying to get the same designs because all the animated shows at that point were designed exactly the same. Like, if you look at the X-Men designs in this show, and then you go to the X-Men animated show, exact same.
I like how the Spot was connected to Stark. Was tied into Tony Stark.
Again, I saw nothing that it could have made sense for Dormammu and Baron Mordo to appear in this show.
Yeah,
Or like for
you're right.
time.
The way
this
Sorry.
I mean, this entire thing with Tony Stark, yeah, it's cool and all, but I mean, them trying to tie it in with magic, that makes no sense.
It's too much of a leap, but I like this, how the kind of the Trojan horse here.
Yeah.
Of the suit.
Mm.
Let me ask you this.
Here comes
You remember how they did Carnage in the comics, don't you?
Yeah, it was this lanky red dude.
No, I mean... No, I meant like it was the prison break, and basically he got a cut, and then some of the symbiote that was left behind got into his cut, and that's why it's red. So I'm saying if they could actually show blood.
I thought it was naturally red.
I'm saying what they could have done is at least during a prison break, maybe someone like triggered an alarm right next to him, a piece of it came off and attached itself to Carnage. That'd be a way to do it without magic.
Mm-hmm. In this, it's the symbiote was pregnant and
gave birth.
It made a baby.
Yeah, that's to me okay. Fair enough. That
makes sense for.
We don't fully understand how the.
I still say just
works,
like a piece of it coming off and attaching itself to him to seek substance. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, going the magic realms a little much. It kind of justifies how. You don't need it, but I'm saying it justifies how Carnage can get the suit, like another guy creates it.
I mean, they could have had all of, like, this season, be the Sins of His Father, have Green Goblin as the big bad. Season 4, it could have been the return of Venom, and then, like, mid-season introduce Carnage, and then kind of have Venom turning into a good guy trying to stop Carnage.
Let me ask you this. I'm pretty sure it just said that Venom... No, I'm sorry, not Venom. It said they were tracking the symbiote. They didn't cause the symbiote to land there.
Oh, no, they were tracking it.
Yeah, they were tracking it.
And then they turned it around. They brought it back to Earth.
Yeah, they just controlled the host. So they controlled the host and led him to the prison. So really, it is like Spider-Man 3. It just landed there. It wasn't willed there by magic. Huh.
Again, yeah, I love Venom and Carnage in the show, but the plot and the reasoning for why they had to introduce some of these characters made no sense.
Yeah, and again,
well, I don't mind someone turning the probe around, sending it back to Earth. That's fine. It's just Dumanu and.
Oh, by the way, Magpie, what do you think of
having magic involved with this?
What did you think of Felicity in there?
Felicity Smoke, yeah, I love Felicity very much.
I know.
Oh, come on, it's Felicity Smoke.
She came first, though, not Felicity.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
it's Felicity Smoke. It's a blonde-haired chick with glasses. It's Felicity Smoke.
This red highlight bothers me.
Smoke in the comic is the stepmother to Firestorm.
But again, look at this.
So in Arrow, we may have a potential Firestorm.
What do you think?
There was a shot there. That Venom did look awful, but the red's starting to creep in a bit more. I see what you mean. Oh, here's War Machine.
What did you think of with the Venom eyes? It gets kind of cat-like in that it's kind of these. It makes almost a pupil in the eye. See what I'm saying? It's like look at the center of the mask. It looks kind of like an eye. What do you think of the eye look? See what I'm saying?
It's all right.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the War Machine we need.
Yep. But not the one we deserve.
This is War Machine. Hey.
No, it is the one we deserve.
Yeah. Hey, we need Marvel. We need the call Marvel Studios. Forget Iron Patriot. Give us War Machine. You gave us War Machine in the second one.
You know what's funny? They keep marketing the War Machine armor that was in that movie under the paint. Makes no sense. Why didn't you just give us the War Machine in the movie as well as the Iron? I don't know.
What do you think of this action? Put Harry Osborn in that movie. Call him Iron Patriot. Make him a bad guy.
What do you think of this action scene here?
It works. I like it.
They constantly cut it away, though, where we can't see it.
Yeah,
so we don't need more
come on. Oh, yeah, we get Modano or whatever his name is off the screen. Is just
I think this show could have used some more visual storytelling, especially with Spider-Man. As much as I love Christopher Daniel Barnes, I think he could have. I think he monologues a little too much. It's like you need more silent moments with the Spider-Man show.
And he's wearing the other outfit. He's changed out of his suit just to get into his cape and green outfit.
Yeah.
His Ming the Merciless outfit is odd.
Well, I mean, you don't have the easy Loki method. You know?
Yeah.
Now look at it.
We needed Thor Loki in the show.
See, at least here the Red's justified.
We got Iron Man, we got Captain America, we needed Hulk, and we needed Thor. Hey,
yeah, if you introduce Thor...
What?
What?
What was that?
If you introduce Thor, if you'd introduced Thor into this show and had these guys show up, that might have worked a bit better.
Yeah.
And then had those guys take on Thor, it would have worked a bit better.
I'm just saying this. We needed the Avengers in this show.
Well, we kind of...
No.
I'm not saying for, like, this episode, but I mean, like, in general, we needed the Avengers. I mean, they gave us 7 heroes from the Golden Age comic. They gave us the X-Men. They gave us Fantastic Four. Where are our Avengers? I'm just saying.
There's reused animation. Yeah. See, right here, it keeps saying, the weak and the glorious.
Carnage. I like the sound.
Carnage. I like how Carnage is drawn in this, though. It's awesome.
See, look, I'm like this. With Baron Mordo saying Carnage, oh, I like that. I'm like, Baron Mordo would never say that. Now, if it was Loki, it would make better sense.
Carnage looks great here. However, I couldn't help but notice he had some yellow highlights for some strange reason. I'm saying originally, now they're gone. I'm saying when he first had it, he was like had yellow highlights where Venom has red ones.
Your offspring. And he has no nose. It has a nose outline, but he has no nose.
He's like Krillin.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Carnage is brilliantly drawn and acted in this show. The person who played Carnage was brilliant.
I like that Cassius Clay's and Cassius. What is his name? Is completely insane. Cletus Cassidy is insane.
I mean, it's like this. Venom is sane and confident, but when we get to Carnage, no, he's crazy.
Yeah. I like.
And oh my goodness,
he's Joker crazy.
He can make an axe and a scythe and like pointed claws and those violent weapons, but we can't have C4.
Yeah, come on.
The idea is,
he can chop someone's heads off with those axes, but we can't have a bomb.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm saying why they rename the bomb? Why can't they just say C4? It makes no sense. And
also, if you can't say kill and stuff like that, why use Carnage? I mean, if a little kid were to look up the word Carnage, he would see what it meant.
The reason is, well, everyone wants Carnage because they saw Venom. That's the reason Carnage is there. But one thing, I love how War Machine and Spider-Man have bonded here. Spider-Man's helping out War Machine. He saved War Machine a few times. War Machine saved him.
Okay, Carnage is starting.
Yep.
Episode 11.
Yeah, the next episode. Sorry, I just think I should bring that back.
Also, weren't we in? Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. I think think we have our things mixed up in that. I'm pretty sure Make-A-Wish... Wasn't Make-A-Wish Season 3, or was that Season 4? It was an opening to Season 3.
Make-A-Wish.
Also...
I want to say that one was Season 3 because Green Goblin was... Well, I have a VHS with both the Make-A-Wish episodes on it, and Green Goblin is on there, so it was in Season 3.
Doc Ock's the Make-A-Wish.
I know, but it's like, there were 4 episodes on that VHS. And Make-A-Wish, the Make-A-Wish 2-parter was only 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the third, and I think this whole Doctor Strange thing was Season 4. Maybe.
No, this Doctor Strange thing was Season 3. Trust me. It was Doctor Strange, and episodes 2 and 3 were Make-A-Wish. Episode 4 was Green Goblin, and episode 5 was the Rocket Racer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this. War Machine
I'm a journalist.
Pulls a gun on... I don't see no stick. War Machine's cool. Again, he's friends with Spider-Man. He's stopping Jameson from unmasking. That's a great move between the two.
And again, see, look. They will let bad guys... Like, they will censor the bad guys, but then when a hero pulls a gun on someone, they're just like, oh, that's okay.
Well, of course it's okay, Mr. E. It's a laser weapon. And he is
Here comes Iron Man.
Laser weapon, technically.
Iron Man's suit looks different in this TV show than it does in the Iron Man TV show.
It does. That was good for an old guy. Zaps them like they're kids fighting.
Yeah. Father and son fighting.
What do you mean the first time that would ever happen in real life?
I know we'll probably mention this if we do just an episode talking about Spider-Man, but you know my favorite my most ridiculous bit of censorship in this whole series was?
Lasers?
What?
No, you can't say the word sinister.
Yes, that's why they need to be known as the Insidious Six.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You will be known as my Insidious.
Okay, X-Men has a character called Mr. Sinister, but you can't... God.
They needed to change his name to Mr. Insidious. I think if they did that in the TV show, then everyone would be calling that character Mr. Insidious instead of Mr. Sinister. Yeah. All the kids who grew up with that show would be calling him, that's Mr. Insidious.
Oh, this is creepy. It says snack time, like sardines in a can. But yeah, here's him here's him not
killing. Oh, I love that.
We're going to be taking their life force.
Yeah.
No, but here's the funny thing.
You're taking their life force, but you're not killing them. Okay, fair enough. Whatever.
We're just technically killing them when you think about it.
Yeah.
Why isn't this working? That's a cliche. That's force. That's acne.
That's either
not
you can't
get Spider-Man because you're full right now.
And plus, he's the main character of the show, so you can't kill him yet. You can wait until the series finale when you're known as Spider Carnage.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert to all the people who've never seen the show.
Gene Roddenberry. That sounds like Gene Roddenberry's wife there.
But when I first watched the show, I really did not pay attention to any of the voice actors. And now I'm all like, I need to know all the actors. And now I know almost half these actors, except for the females.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was trying to think of Mary Jane's voice actress. I was like, I can't think of her name.
I think Anna Watson's played with someone like Majel Barrett or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's like a J in it, but it's something Barrett. for Anna Watson.
Hey, look, that's Tony Stark. Does he have a goatee? No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Just a mustache. It seemed like it was just drawn there by a pencil.
How do we feel about Kafka, Dr. Kafka?
I have no idea how to feel about
Don't know what that was.
She is a step above
What's
Harley or
the
step below
time
Harley?
that you've seen her? Below.
Yeah, definitely.
Below,
But still not bad. I like how
Harley
Brock
Quinn
saw.
is the ultimate.
Oh, definitely. There's no question about it, Mr. E. But, I'm just pointing out because it's kind of funny that one of Spider-Man's most deadly enemies has a therapist who, well, maybe given more time, he might have driven her crazy.
No.
Okay, fine. It's just another villain therapist. But I like this. I like how the relationship.
Yeah. And Venom is not crazy enough to turn Kafka crazy.
Yeah.
You have to be on the level of the Joker crazy to turn her crazy.
Well, maybe if Carnage met
like
her.
Green Goblin could have turned her crazy. Maybe Carnage could have turned her crazy. But not Venom.
Yeah.
You're right. I like the touch of Peter Parker being like webbed to the camera, where he can't move. He's helpless while this is happening.
Yeah.
Well, now it's again. I like how Kafka and Brock have this rapport. They kind of this relationship. She's talking him out of trying to kill Spider-Man.
Mm.
How does that suit censor that tracking device?
Like,
oh, what's that on my leg?
Well, does it give off a sonic frequency? Or is it just literally a transmitter?
I think it's just a transmitter.
Well, I don't know. It's probably just convenient.
Mm.
My head, it's on fire.
Ghost Rider's not in this.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have put Ghost Rider in it? I mean, they put Blade and Punisher in it. Put Ghost Rider in it.
Yeah.
They could have introduced Mephisto as well. Why have Dormammu when you can have Mephisto?
Alright, why have Dormammu when you can have Loki? Come on.
Exactly! That would have been the better story point.
Well, yeah, and then bring in Thor. Here comes Madam Web.
Yep.
Who could Thor been played by?
No, she's played by Jung Lee. No, who could have Thor been played by?
Thor. Yeah. Who could have played Thor?
Question.
Question? Whose question?
Someone with a...
The guy with the question mark.
Patrick Stewart?
Who?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Hmm.
Either that or...
Has to be someone with a booming voice.
Cam Clark.
Oh.
Nah.
Don't know who that is. The guy who played Hellboy.
Ron
Sorry,
Perlman?
I can't remember his
Ron
name.
Perlman.
Yeah,
I
Ron
would
Perlman.
love that.
Yeah, could have played
Not
Thor.
bad.
I mean, he played Clayface, so why?
Yeah, I mean, he did play a great beast.
This is kind of a
Beast.
cliche, but maybe Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, they had
No, he was
Mark
doing
Hamill
Batman
on
at
the
the
show.
time.
So I'm just saying maybe if Kevin Conroy he get to be more theatrical with the Shakespeare he likes. He was a man of theater.
Ron Perlman could have done it easily. True. But yeah. Anyway, back to this. Venom's about to turn good again.
We love Venom good.
Yeah, I like how she's kind of reining Venom in, and he's doing some logical stuff here. Like the whole separation. I'll say this. For this episode, what really saves it is the ending for this episode. What Venom sacrifices, he makes 2 sacrifices here. Also, I like that little device Connors has, like, wrangle the symbiote in the tank. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yes, you're you, Eddie. Oh, that doesn't even look like a kiss.
Yeah, they can't get too...
It just looks like I'm going to smile, and then I'm going to bring you to my face.
Yeah. And again, the animation budget was not that good on this show. They reused a lot of animation. I can't say the budget necessitated that they save as much as they can so they could do all this stuff, all the character designs is my assumption. But, that probably...
Would you say the budget of this show is lower than the Batman animated series budget?
Oh, definitely. Keep in mind, Batman was flourishing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure this is doing alright.
Spider-Man, he had nothing. The live-action TV shows went down the tubes. This is all it had going.
They tried to get a movie made in the 90s.
Yeah, they tried. Didn't work. The 60s was the only thing Spider-Man had going for it, the 60s show, and The Amazing Friends. That was it.
They had another 80s Spider-Man show.
Well,
didn't last that long.
But everyone remembers the 60s
so
show.
Far, out of every single thing that happened with Spider-Man, the thing that transcended them all was the 90s show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man Unlimited came out a year later. Or, like, right after the show was over.
And that was a slap in the face.
They tried to make a season 2.
Yeah, tried being the key word. You know, I think it's a good opportunity to bring up the web shooters.
Okay, bring up the web shooters.
How do we feel about web shooters? Do we like organic more, or we like web shooters?
I like web shooters.
I like web shooters.
I also like web shooters. Well, what appeals to you about the web shooter?
Shows out his science.
It's Spider-Man. Yeah. Shows off his science.
I mean, web shooter over organic.
Web shooters.
I like the organic ones worked fine for the Raimi films because they hadn't been seen on screen before, I don't think.
Well, they 70 show again, but okay, sorry.
All right, okay, but it's been a while anyway. But for the new stuff, I'm glad that they went the other way because I know Sam from Sam's channel would have wanted like 20 minutes of stuff on web shooters, but for me, I think there was enough there to show it. But
yeah.
There's tries and fails and tries again and tries again. But to me, there was enough there to show, okay, he's smart. We're doing web shooters that way.
Yeah.
But to me, the other things that went wrong with the Amazing Spider-Man movie was there wasn't enough for the Lizard to do.
Well, let me...
it was a generic villain plot. Generic villain plan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to turn it...
we will do an Amazing Spider-Man commentary at some stage.
Well, lucky we can get Dan on to join us also. But,
hopefully.
One can dream. But the thing with web shooters always is that danger is going to run out, they're going to get jammed like they have in this episode and they have in the movie. You know, they get broken, they get jammed, they run out of cartridging, hence the spider belt, which he had in this series.
Yeah.
Here's my first sacrifice I like right here. He jumps through the tank to get the suit back on. But let me ask you this. Is Madam Web's whole the enemy, work with your enemies, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, that her lesson of the day, to get Spider-Man to realize that
he has a lesson every single episode.
She does. It's like the Animaniacs moral of the day.
Yeah. Mm.
Wheel of morality, I mean.
But I'm this. When she said keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, I was just thinking this. She took that from Godfather.
I think that's a little obvious, and I think Spider-Man could have catched on to it a little faster.
Yeah, well...
They
find this place awfully quick.
What do you think?
Yeah, really quick. How did they do that?
Well, Venom knew where it was.
They don't even have Doctor Strange with them.
Oh, yeah.
Venom, yeah. What do you think is, Venom's trying to reel in so he doesn't have the top of his mask on. What do you think of that?
It's alright. it's showing that he's the good guy now.
Not all villains need to wear masks. Not all heroes need to wear masks. Look at the Fantastic Four. Look at Superman.
Well, what about Superman? Well, Superman doesn't wear a mask.
I just said
He wears glasses.
Fantastic Four don't
that's
wear a
only
mask.
a mask. I said those.
You said they didn't wear a mask.
They don't wear masks.
Okay.
What are their masks?
You're right. I'm sorry. I think I misheard you. You're right. What about Batman? He doesn't wear a mask. Oh, he does wear a mask. Now you got me mixed up.
What are you doing?
He uses the reverse lighting a lot.
Bye, Del Manu.
Wait, it's Dormammu,
Bye,
a character
Dormammu.
that we could care less about.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's dead. He's in another dimension.
I would have thought it would have been better if it was Loki. Now, thinking about it, that would have been the better plot point. Better plot device.
Oh, look, everything's fine now. They didn't die.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been the better villain to have in this here. Two.
And then you could have brought Thor in.
Yeah, and then it could have actually gotten crazy.
God of Thunder.
It would have actually gotten crazy with all those, like, mythical stuff. Been like, you world, we're going to have mythological Norse gods. What are you going to have?
Yeah.
And again, we kind of have the build for the great sacrifice that's in this episode, where, he says, I don't want to be a monster again. To her, but he says, like, it's taking over, I can't control it. And he kind of, instead of being a monster, he does a heroic sacrifice. In the same world. So, I mean, good for Venom there. It made his character interesting in his last appearance here. I'll give him that, definitely. That was great.
Yeah.
I did feel, even as a kid, I did feel for Venom here when he kind of, he's sacrificed himself to save the girl. But also, it would end them both. No, sorry, I'm thinking of the other one. I'm thinking of the Spot.
I
was thinking of the Spot, but yeah, Eddie Brock did sacrifice himself.
I now think about it, it's like when Baron Mordo said, for now. Does he ever return for now part?
No, but I mean, it's magic. They're in dimension. It's fine.
It's like, all is lost. For now. Do you ever come back to achieve that for now part? I don't remember you doing that.
They came back in season 6. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, season 6. The season that no longer exists.
Yeah. I guess this is kind of, if they did plan it out.
I think that happened.
If they did plan it out, this is kind of him kind of being trained for, like, the whole working with your enemies or trying to be the hero you need to be for the season 5 finale.
Work with others, kids. That's the message today.
Well, I mean, this does kind of foreshadow what happens in the finale. Remember when with Spider Carnage, a sacrifice is also made in that episode. Basically the same sacrifice, just jumping into a portal.
Yeah, because we can't.
Well, I mean,
anyone.
that was actually. Now I think about it, that was actually the one death they did have. So they killed someone off in the last episode. Well, and Frank Castle's family. That one's a flashback.
But do they ever actually visually show you the death?
Oh, no, not at all. Well,
and now
that's
we're at the main menu. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it, guys.
Well, this was fun.